What's going on, everybody? It's Stas here. So a pretty solid day in the markets today. We had the S&P go up 0.2%. The Dow went down 0.2%. But don't worry, the NASDAQ 100 went up 0.6%. And we saw the Russell 2000 go up over 1% on the day. So today we're going to be talking more about the markets, breaking down some technicals, going over a bunch of stocks to buy now. And I also want to share with you guys what I think about the market, where I see things going here. So if you all find value, hit the like button, subscribe, make sure to go down below, get $30 from M1 Finance, $10 from Coinbase, and you could also check out my Patreon and the Discord chat. All of those are linked down below. So let's talk, guys. Today was a pretty solid day despite the Dow stocks, the Dow Jones in general going down. I mean, that's not that big of a deal at the end of the day considering tech did well, and we'll talk about that in a second. But first, let's take a look at SPY. And if you guys watched my video from yesterday, if you guys were in the Patreon earlier, we talked about how SPY was looking pretty good and how it was above 416, which was a bullish sign. And the fact that we held 416 was great because last week on the 22nd, 416 was resistance. Twice it was last week on the 22nd and the 21st, and on the 19th and 20th we saw resistance at 416. So we held that pre-market today. In fact, we rallied pre-market. We saw a bit of a pump. Look at this. We saw a big pump at market open, and that signified to me, okay, 416 is holding. And I mentioned how 418 in the short term would be the next target. And look at where we ended up going. We went all the way to 418. We closed a little bit under it at 417.60, but it doesn't really matter. I mean, okay, yes, it does matter. It'd be great for us to break 418, but the reason that I'm saying it doesn't matter is because we still did well. We had a great day overall, bullish day. Now we need to see how tomorrow goes. That's the key, because if we break out of 418, that would be bullish, and the whole thesis here of the ascending triangle that I've been talking about, it would play out, right? And it's already, with today's price action, starting to play out. We filled from 416 to 418. Now, 418 breaks, I'm thinking 420, 425 is where SPY could end up going. So that's still in the cards. Today's price action was great for that, and it pretty much validated what I was thinking, and we'll see how tomorrow ends up going. And pulling up QQQ, guys, let's see what's going on here. As you all know, tech did well, and this played out exactly how I was looking at it as well. Remember how we were mentioning 339, 340 as resistance, considering we failed there on Friday, and we closed under that point on Friday, the day before that, and the day before that, and the day before that. So pretty much every day last week, we failed at 340, most of the days from last week. And the fact that we ripped out of 340 today and we filled the gap up to 342, like I mentioned in my videos recently, that is great. Now I'm going to be looking to see if QQQ takes out 342.60, which was that high from what? What was that? The middle of this month, so about 10 days ago. If that happens, if we break 342.60, I think QQQ, I mean, it's obviously going to go to an all-time high because 342.60 is the all-time high. So it could go 345. I mean, 350. You know, that could be where we go. And as you all should know at this point, today it wasn't too crazy with earnings, but later in this week, starting tomorrow, we're going to see a lot of the biggest companies out there report. And we did have Tesla today, so that was a big company reporting. But we have Amazon, Apple, Google, Facebook, Microsoft. Those are all reporting this week. So get ready because they're big tech companies. And like I've mentioned before, these companies make about 25% of the S&P 500, and that's a pretty big weighting. So we have to take that seriously, and that is definitely going to influence the market moving forward here. So I'm looking at those companies as they push QQQ up or down, and I'd love to know what you think. Let me know down below in the comments as always, and if you all are enjoying the video, finding value so far, make sure to hit hit that like button and join that free Discord chat that is linked right down below. And let's pull up the Russell. I feel like we haven't talked about the Russell in a while, so let me show you all why I'm saying the Russell is breaking out, or at least I'm telling you now. I don't think I said that before, because today, with today's price action, we're finally breaking out, right? We're out of this wedge. You can clearly see it. Now we're trading higher from, oh wow, so at this point in time, we just hit a high when it comes to the past month for the Russell. So the Russell hasn't been above, let's say, or close to 2,300 ever since the middle of March. So wow, it's been over a month since the Russell has been here. So watch out for the Russell breakout here. As you all know, maybe some of you know or some of you don't know, I'll mention it here. IJR is an ETF that I own when it comes down to my small cap exposure in my portfolio. This is what I own. I actually bought this at $70, $75, $78, right around there is my average cost, and that's where I was buying. And this is one that I've been holding, and now that we're breaking out of 110, I think there's upside to about 115 on IJR, maybe even 120 if 115 breaks. You know, that could be the next target. So again, let me know your thoughts down below, and let's talk about some stocks here that I'm watching, starting off with Tesla, which just reported earnings about 2 hours ago, and the stock is down $12 per share, and it actually closed the day up 1%, and we did rally throughout the day, or not much. I mean, we saw a pop at first, but we were green throughout the day, which was expected. I mean, usually, not always. I mean, we don't have any statistics on this offhand, but, you know, when there's earnings and there's a company like Tesla, which is heavily followed, heavily watched, there's a lot of hype behind stocks like this, usually, but not always. But I've noticed, let's put it this way, that these stocks, they move up a little bit. You know, they push up into earnings, and once earnings come out, you know, obviously they fluctuate heavily after that. And we saw, like I said, Tesla do well today, up 1.2%, and then earnings came out and the stock ended up dumping, right, from 745. Well, it initially popped to 745, and then it went all the way down to 714. That was a spread of about 4%, so it dropped 4% there, and now it's sitting at $725. So they did EPS of 93 cents versus 79 cents, so they came in profitable. Kudos to Tesla. 93 cents versus 79 cents. That's a beat there. And revenue came in at probably not the most impressive beat, but it did beat nonetheless. 10.39 billion versus 10.29 billion estimated. And yeah, I mean, if Tesla came in at, let's say, 11, 12 billion in revenue, something crazy above the estimate, you bet your you-know-what that Tesla would be up a ton. At least I think it would. I mean, I think it'd be up over 750 if they came in at a wider revenue beat. But it wasn't that big of a beat, and maybe one would say that these earnings, I mean, they weren't that crazy. You know, they did well, they double beat, but they weren't that crazy. Nothing too out of the ordinary or nothing crazy that shocked us came out, right, guys? Which is why the stock's not doing much at all right now. In fact, like I said, it is going down. And they did Q1 deliveries of about 185,000, a little bit under 185,000, and that is up an impressive amount year over year, up 110%, 109% to be exact year over year. And we got some more insights on Model S. You know, that's going to start production, you know, very soon here, or they're going to be ramping up deliveries, right? I'm not sure if you guys can see this in the live news, but it says right here, or crap, I lost it. Where did it go? This thing's tricky. Oh, here it says, Tesla says first deliveries of new Model S. The new Model S should start very shortly, so that is a good sign. And Tesla Model Y rate in Shanghai continues to improve quickly. Also, the factories in Berlin and in Texas are making progress, as you guys can see right here in the live news tab. And you probably can't see it, but take my word for it. It says it right there, right? So Tesla is doing pretty well. You know, they're pushing forward, let's put it that way, but it wasn't a ridiculous report, anything shocking, and that is why the stock is not doing much. And where do I see it going forward? I mean, we might see some consolidation consolidation. That's the truth. Or maybe even a little sell-off towards the lower 700s. That wouldn't surprise me either. But overall, granted, I mean, if there's a market crash, if that were to happen, definitely Tesla's going to go down. But as long as the market stays somewhat healthy, we consolidate even, maybe we truck up a little bit more, I think Tesla might consolidate, might drop to 700, but then it could recover and easily, I don't want to say easily because nothing's easy in the stock market. That's the truth. Nothing's easy, but I think it could get to, let's say, mid 700s. It could start climbing there after a couple maybe of days or 1 or 2 weeks of consolidation as investors, traders digest this earnings report, right? So Tesla, I like it. I'm happy with it. And the milestone for this year, 2021, is going to be that delivery number. Is it going to be 1 million, over 1 million, a little bit under 1 million? A lot of analysts have different opinions. I think it's going to be close, if not more than 1 million deliveries. And mind you guys, this quarter, I believe, is the weakest quarter for Tesla, Q1, right? So there's going to be better quarters ahead, at least we hope, right? We'll see what happens with these next couple of quarters. So what do you think? Let me know down below in the comments. I'd love to know as always. Now, let's talk about AMC. A lot of these the GameStop stocks, a lot of the Wall Street bet stocks did very well today. AMC was one of them. GameStop, I think, went up 12%, about 11.75 to be exact. And going back to AMC, because that's the one I want to focus on right now, this is looking pretty nice technically, but I'd love to see it cool off a little bit before I strike and take a position. And let me explain to you all what I'm seeing right now. Look at this, right? If we look at AMC's chart on, let's say, the 20-day chart here, we broke out of the wedge a couple days ago, and we've covered this before, I believe. We broke out at $9. We saw some consolidation, choppiness around $10 as resistance, $9 as support. And Thursday, we saw that big rip. You could argue that was a short squeeze. I'm not sure. It might have not been. But, we saw a big pop there, and that kind of set off this trajectory that AMC's on. We went from $10 to about a $10.60 on Thursday. Friday, we cooled off a bit, and then today we got that massive pump up 13%, taking out those highs from Friday, or rather Thursday, and now we're actually above the highest point from April. If you guys take a look here, April 5th was the high for AMC, and that was at 1120, and we closed above that at 1150. So I think this is bullish, right? And we could also see the inverse head and shoulder forming here, which is also pretty, it's pretty textbook if you ask me, right? Left shoulder, the head, the right shoulder. Now the right shoulder is completing, and honestly, it has upside to $15. As crazy as that sounds, this would complete at about $15. But back to what I said about a minute ago, I think it's a bit overbought in the short term. So if AMC were to pull down low 11s, high 10s, heck, maybe even mid 10s, that could be a good target price as well. If it's able to go there, our side pulls back a bit, and we get down to, let's say, that high point from Thursday, and we bounce off of that, that would be a great entry, in my opinion, on the continuation of this inverse right shoulder. So AMC, watch it, guys. I'm not telling you what to buy. As always, I'm not one of those YouTube channels that says, buy this stock, buy these options. No, I'm not going to tell you what to buy. Always do your own due diligence, guys. And those are my thoughts. And the next stock here is Pinterest, PINS. This one's moving up a little bit after market hours. It's up to almost $77, and it closed up 2.3% on the day, which is nice. And the reason why I'm covering it right now is because they report earnings tomorrow after hours. That's reason number one, which is why we're going to be watching it heavily. And reason number two, and this is probably more important, is the fact that we actually took out that 76 resistance level today. And Thursday and Friday was good price action as well, mostly Friday, as we got out of the 180 moving average here on the 4-hour chart. But 76, that was a resistance back from the middle of March, so that's a key break here. And now all we have ahead of us is the 50 SMA on the 4-hour chart. That is at about 76.90, which funny enough, that is where we are exactly pretty much after market hours right now. So tomorrow is going to be huge, guys. If we gap out of $77, let's say, and we'll put this alert right here. Let's put it at $77.25. If we break that point, we take out that 50 moving average. And now that I'm looking at it, the 50 SMA is a little bit above 76.90. It's more at like 77.40. So if we break these levels, I think Pinterest could end up running maybe to the low 80s. You can see a couple weeks ago in the middle towards the beginning of April, we held 82, 80 bucks as support. That is the next big target I'm seeing. That's about 7-8% higher from where we are now. And it looks like overall people have been buying up this dip. You know, people didn't let investors, traders didn't let this thing get under 70. They bought up that dip. Now we're in the high 70s again. So I like Pinterest heading into earnings. DraftKings is another one which I'm super pumped about their earnings report coming up here in about 2 weeks, less than 2 weeks. And as you all know, this is one that I bought recently at about $57.70, $57.80. You guys in my Patreon and my YouTube channel membership, you guys know that I've been picking up DraftKings on this dip, and today's breakout is a very good sign. It's a very good sign that the market agrees and the market wants to take this thing higher because we broke the 50 moving average, we broke the wedge here, and now in the very short term, yeah, there's going to be headwind in the mid 60s, no doubt. That's right where we failed a couple weeks ago. You guys can see this trend line here, and it's also right where the 180 moving average is. So I think in the short term, we could get mid 60s, low 60s. That's about 5-6% away from where we are now. And that's going to be the big test, guys. And I haven't sold any shares. I have not dumped any yet, but that is where I'd consider selling some, right around 63 to 65. I might lock maybe half of my position to play it safe, and then I'd leave the rest to ride for the next gap, which could be from 65 all the way to the mid-70s. And I'm not saying it's going to go back to the mid-70s. You know, I'm not a fortune teller. I mention that all the time. But I do think there could be some upside, right? That's all I'm saying. And I'd love to know your thoughts down below in the comments as always. So DraftKings, it's great. I love it. Been buying it. And I'm holding on as of now. We have Qualcomm. QCOM is another one here. We had AMD. Well, we have AMD reporting earnings soon here. We had Intel report, and now we have Qualcomm. And look at AMD today, guys. This is a good one. Man, it's up a lot. 3.2%. It's breaking out. That is awesome. They report. When do they report? Tomorrow. So they're going to be reporting tomorrow. That's a little side tangent there. Back to Qualcomm, QCOM. This is breaking out, I'd say. Well, it's very close to. Let's put it that way. It's above the 50 and the 180 moving averages here on the 4-hour. And we're about to test, this is why I'm saying it's on the verge of breaking out, we're about to test the high point stemming back from this whole month of April. We pretty much haven't gotten out of this point all of April, and this point is at $140, $140.50, right around there, right? So I'm thinking, okay, Qualcomm, the second it takes that level out, we have upside to the mid-140s, which was the low point from, when was this? December, you know, a little bit in January, also in February a little bit. We held 145. So I think that is where we'd go initially. And depending on earnings, guidance, EPS, revenue, all that good stuff, if 145 breaks, which could happen, this could end up going low 150s, high 140s. That would be the next level. So I like the way Qualcomm is setting up here. And look at the 3-year chart on this. I believe it was a 3-year. Yes. Look at this, guys. We're holding the 50 SMA on this 3-year chart beautifully. So the uptrend overall in the grand scheme of things, if we're looking back 3 years, it is holding as of now. And that pullback from the high 160s to about 125, that was healthy. And quite frankly, it was much needed. So I'm very happy about that. I like the way Qualcomm's holding the uptrend. And I think this could end up continuing. And we'll see what they do with earnings in 2 days from now on the 28th of this month after market hours. And the next stock is Mara, guys, or Mara, whatever you want to call it, M-A-R-A. This one went up 6% today, and on the hourly chart, it's not quite yet out of the downtrend. It's still under the 180 moving average. On the flip side, though, we're above the 50 moving average, so there could be a nice move to the higher 30s, which would be the point where we test that 180 SMA. And why did these crypto plays do well today? Bitcoin plays, these mining plays. Well, it's because crypto itself did very well today. Let me pull up my Coinbase app. And by the way, you guys can get $10 free from Coinbase. That's linked down below. All you have to do is deposit and transact $100 worth of crypto, and you get $10 free of Bitcoin. That's linked down below. And of course, I get $10 as well since it is an affiliate link. And today, Bitcoin is up 12%. Wow. Mid 50,000s is where it is. Holy crap, guys. What a day. So it looks like people are definitely buying this Bitcoin dip. That's for sure. Personally, guys, I didn't buy Bitcoin. Really, I haven't bought in months. You guys know, if you've been following the channel, I've made videos. I started buying Bitcoin in May, and that was at 9,000, a little bit in the high 8,000s, and I bought all the way up to about 37,000. My highest buy is $37,000 a coin, and now it's sitting at 54K, and I'm not even sure exactly what percentage return I've made. It's got to be, from averaging out, it's got to be at least a 2 to a 3x roughly. If we average things out, that might be a video worth making. How much I've made from Bitcoin, that'd be a good video worth making. Maybe I'll look into doing that. And Ethereum's up 11% today. XRP's up 27% so far right now. And what the heck's Dogecoin at? Let's see. Oh gosh, guys, what is Dogecoin at right now? Okay, Dogecoin's up 8%. All right, but it's still down 20% on the week. And okay, on the month, it's up 400%. So if you bought Dogecoin a month ago, who cares what it's doing right now, because you're up 400% regardless. So that's why we saw these Bitcoin plays do well, because the whole crypto market is doing well. Mara, it looks like it's holding the overall uptrend here on the 4-hour chart. But like I said, it is still downtrending. It's in this wedge. So I'd like to see Mara break mid-30s, high 30s. I'd have more conviction that we're breaking out if that were to happen. And then an upside target I would be looking at would be anywhere from 48, $50, 55 on the higher end. That is where we could end up going if Bitcoin does heat up again. And let's say Bitcoin gets to 60, 65K, which very well could happen. Like we saw with today's market, people are buying this dip. This could easily go, Mara could easily go back up to 45. And I hate using that word easily. That's a mistake, guys. Nothing is easy in the stock market, but sometimes when I'm making the videos, I just say not random words, but it's not easy, but it could, let's say it could get back up to the high 40s. That's an upper target that I personally have right now. And the last one for today is good old Skills, SKLZ, up 16.5% today. Holy crap, guys. Skills ended up ripping. And the CEO today was on CNBC, and we're not going to talk about that. You guys should go watch that clip. But the stock went bananas, and you guys can see right now, this ended up going towards the 180 moving average here. It's about to test the downtrend, and this is one that I was buying at $16, bought more at $14, and I actually sold some of my skills today. I sold about 30% of my position at, what was it, $20 per share. Locked in a little bit over 20% on that, on those shares that I sold. And the reason I sold is because we're at a resistance point. We're right at the resistance of the downtrend, but I want to leave some shares to ride just in case we break out. That's kind of how I do it, right? What's the point of trading if you're not going to lock in any profits, guys? Again, I make money from trading. This is my income source, my main income source. So I need to lock in these profits to make money. And of course, like I said, I want to leave some because I still think Skills could do very well heading into these earnings. But yeah, it's all about risk management, right? It's all relative to you. It's what you want to do, of course, your goals. But for me, risk management is key, and locking in profits on the way up is key. And that's exactly what I did. And I think Skills, if we break, let's say $21, there could be upside to about $23.70. That was the low point from back in the beginning towards the middle of March. If that were to break, maybe we end up going to $26. So there is more upside here. But again, playing it safe, me making money from trading is a key here, right? I locked in profits because of that, right? And that's kind of what I personally do. And I'd love to know your thoughts down below in the comment section. And that's it. We'll wrap up the video there. I hope you all enjoyed it. The sun is getting in my face slowly but surely as the sun is setting out there. But yeah, I hope you all enjoyed the video. If you did, hit the like button, subscribe, make sure to go down below, get into the free Discord chat, the free Facebook group, get $30 free from M1 Finance, $10 from Coinbase as well. And you guys could check out my Patreon and my YouTube channel membership, and they're pretty much the same thing. The reason why the channel membership is a little bit less in price, it's because that you don't get access to me directly. You can't message me directly, but on Patreon you can, and all of those are linked down below if you guys do want exclusive perks. I'll catch you all in the next video. Thanks for watching. As always, stay safe out there, keep crushing the markets. As always, guys, peace out.